Facebook goes gunning for Twitter. Again. Investor Beat starts now. Thanks for watching. I'm Chris Hill. Wall Street started the week with all green lights. The Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P 500 all rising thanks to some good macro news out of China, hinting at rising global demand. Joining me in studio today, Jason Moser and Taylor Muckerman. Guys, our top story. Facebook unveiled its latest attempt to take down Twitter as the place to be for real-time online conversations. Facebook is giving media partners like CNN and BuzzFeed the ability to tap into the social network's public feed of posts. It seems like a smart move. What do you think?
No, I think it's definitely a smart move. I mean, Facebook, it's basically an advertising play, right? I mean, that's how they make the most of their money. So you look at this, and they're going to try to get more information regarding their users so that they can sort of get that information to their customers who are buying more advertising. And I mean, that to me makes sense. And if you look at Facebook claims that between the hours of 8 and 11 p.m. every evening, somewhere in the neighborhood of 88 to 100 million users actually log in and use their Facebook account. So they're trying to really tap into that second screen phenomenon. It makes sense.
We're just a few months into the second year of Facebook being a public company, but it really seems like year two is going a hell of a lot better than year one.
Yeah, pretty easy comparison for this company to try to trump year one, and I think they've come out with several new initiatives, this being one of them, the graph search, and then they've also introduced hashtags, much like Twitter, to try and identify new trends on the Facebook network. So I think they're trying new things, some of them similar to Twitter, but I do expect some unique items to come out with Facebook in the near future. So
the shares are now above where they IPO'd. What do you think of the stock right now? Is this a $110 billion company?
So, I mean, I have some reservations. Let's be very clear with the stock at today's levels. I mean, I did feel like in the 25 range, it made sense to place that bet then because you have so many registered users on that platform. I'd like to see them diversify their revenue stream a little bit. So today's price, I'm not very comfortable with. But again, they have a tremendous asset base there. They're learning how to monetize it. I'm sure they have a pretty bright future ahead if they just keep on working at it.
All right, let's get to some of the day's movers and shakers. Molex up big after Koch Industries agreed to buy the company for $7.2 billion in cash. Molex makes electronic components for products, including one you may have heard of called the iPhone. Certainly a good day for Molex. Is this ultimately a bullish sign for Apple?
I think so. The iPhone 5, top-selling phone in the world, and they provide a lot of electronic components, a lot of the connectors used in that iPhone. So I think Koch Industries realized that the new iPhone may be unveiled later this week. Hopefully some products from Molex are in there. And they also touch a huge swath of other industries. So a lot of tailwinds for this company. Unfortunately for investors, they're now bought out.
Another month, another drop in same-store sales in China for Yum Brands. August comps down 10%. Shares up a little bit today. Is this one of those situations where it's bad, but it could have been worse?
Well, yeah, it definitely could have been worse. And it seems like the slowdown in same-store sales is actually starting to slow down. In other words, things are getting better. But, you know, they really ran into a buzzsaw here with the avian flu concerns last year. And like it or not, I mean, Yum makes 50% of their sales come from China, 50% of their operating income comes from China as well. So it is an extremely important sector. I imagine that this time next year, we'll be looking at Yum having a pretty good year because the comps from this year are less than stellar.
Caterpillar up after China's exports grew more than 7% in August. More output, does that mean more machines being sold for Caterpillar?
Certainly, and China was strong for this company. One of the few bright spots for them in their latest quarter, 20% year-over-year growth in the second quarter, so even better news for them coming out of China now. You saw Joy Global really provide a dour outlook for 2014 in the mining sector. They're more of a coal specialist, so Caterpillar is a little bit broader diversification. So I definitely think moving forward with such a huge market providing great news, Caterpillar could be on an upswing.
And finally, Middleby Corp closing in on a new all-time high. Shares of the commercial oven maker have soundly beaten the market over the last 1, 2, and 5 years. Is it pretty much a guarantee that anytime I go out to eat, the food is being prepared by Middleby?
I think the actual number is there are 1 in 3 restaurants in the United States. So the chances are really good that you're eating something that was made from Middleby equipment. And that's just it. You know, they finished this big contract with Chili's recently. They have another 9 contracts that are literally in field testing and another 8 after that that are in lab testing, which will more than likely go to field testing. So they have a long pipeline sort of ahead of them. And, you know, their leader, their CEO, Salim Basoul, is just extremely passionate about this business. We have the opportunity opportunity to interview him last week. Just really, it's fun to listen to him talk about this business and where he likes to take it. They're going to be focusing more on the home as well. So a lot of encouraging things with Middleby. It's no shock that the stock is doing so well.
All right, that's going to do it for Monday's action. Let's look ahead to the rest of the week. Taylor, what's the stock you've got on your radar?
I'm looking at Ensco and the offshore energy market as a whole. You see the Barclays has a 3-day conference coming up this week with CEOs from the energy industry. Ensco just released a new drill ship, their DS7 to West Africa with Total. Going to see how their other contracted new builds are coming along. And then Transocean is also presenting here just after Icon upped his stake to 6%. So it's the first presentation after that. We'll see if he has any influence.
Okay, Jason, what about you?
I'm sticking with my restaurant theme here. I'm going to look at McDonald's sales numbers, which come out tomorrow. McDonald's, much like Yum Brands, depends on a lot of their sales from outside of the United States, to the tune of about 70%. And interestingly enough, they're taking their dollar menu and making it into the dollar menu plus more. So they're expanding their pricing there to offer more things. They're trying to be more things to more people. They still have to kind of get past that branding issue and customers' expectations of what they're actually going to get with McDonald's. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the sale numbers ring out tomorrow.
All right, for Jason, Moser, and Taylor Muckerman, I'm Chris Hill. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.